Hi, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about arrays. So what is an array? An array is a collection of values all having the same type that is indexed by an integer value. So here we have an array of ints, and it's called grades, and it has 5 values, or it's going to hold 5 values. We have declared a count because I'm going to use a loop, but we'll introduce that here in a moment. And I've declared a total because I'm going to take the average of the values in the array, so I need the total to get their sum, and then I'm going to divide it by 5. The next step is to assign a grade, a value, to each member of the grades array. So arrays always start with 0. Their first index is 0. So there are 5 grades, and the indexes are 0 through 4. So grade sub 0 is 57, and you can see that I've assigned grades at 0, grades at 1, grades at 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to print out the grades, and we could just printf grade sub 0, printf grade sub 1, but that's kind of boring and long-winded. So let's use a loop. So here's my count. It is 0 at the beginning of the program, and I'm just saying that while whatever I say here is true, do what's between the brackets. So while count is less than 5, we want to print out grades sub count. So we're printing out the count, grades at whatever that count number is, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, equals, and then grades sub count. And then we're going to bump the total by the grades at that count, and we're going to, very importantly, increment count. If we do not do this, this loop will never exit because count will be always less than 5. So you can see what will happen. The first time through the loop, count is 0. The second time through the loop, count plus plus, count becomes 1. When count goes from 4 to 5, the loop drops out and we're done. Now we're going to, because we have a total, we're going to print out the average. The average grade is whatever it is, total divided by 5. 5 because the number of items in our array is 5. So let's see if this works. So we get each grade, and then we see that the average grade is 82. Now, if you do the math with these grades, you'll find out that the average grade is actually 82.2. And we talked about this before. This is because we're dividing an int by an int, we get an int. So let's see if we can correct it. Well, we could do our trick of converting both, or the total and all these grades to floats, make an array of float, but there's a better way. What if we just say, I want to divide this by a float? In other words, I don't want to divide by an integer 5, I want to divide by a float 5. And we can do that, but if we do that, then the format specifier in the string, in the printf string, needs to be as a float. So now, when we run, there we go, 82.2. Now, floating point numbers are carried out to 6 digits of precision. I'm kind of getting off track here, but let's do one other thing. I don't need 6 digits there. Let's just say we only want 2 digits. How do we do that? Well, between the percent and the F, we can put a point and then the number of digits we want. So 0.2F gives us what we want, and if we print it out again, there we go, 82.20. That's good enough. All right, so more to come, and we're going to talk about arrays of characters next. But this, importantly, works for ints and cars and doubles and floats and longs. Anything, any primitive type, we can make an array of. Thank you.